Hello guys, and unfortunately this was meant to be a full flight video, but we had a bit of an issue regarding the Flight Simulator and we unfortunately got a fatal error just approaching final approach into Mallorca, so I'm going to have to unfortunately change this into a departure video. So this is going to contradict with some of the stuff which is said in the video. Anyways, please enjoy the video. Hello guys, and a very warm welcome to today's Jet 2 service, which is FSX Lima, and we're flying from Newcastle down to Palma, Mallorca. At the moment, quite shockingly, it's hotter in Newcastle than what it is down in Mallorca. Obviously they are an hour ahead, which makes it 6 o'clock, so it's going into the evening down there, but it's also going into the evening here where we are. But anyways, today you join us on the 737-800 series aircraft, Golf Delta Foxtrot Delta. And obviously we're heading there from Newcastle down to Mallorca. We've got the catering services which just turned up, so first thing first, we're going to head into the flight deck and start prepping for today's service. We've got a bit of a dodgy mouse, so you're going to have to sort of just ignore the sort of bits that pop up every now and then. You can just see that it's popping up quite frequently there. So we're almost sort of just prepping now, really. That's all we're really doing. Your damper can obviously main off. We're working the sort of lines which are required, running off ground power, so we don't need any fuel pumps on. Refueling is complete, so the fast and signal signs can come on. Nothing else needed down there. Nothing really else needed down there. Circulation fans can remain off because we've got the air conditioning, and the isolation valve can go to auto. Cruising today at 350 for today's service, so we'll cycle that in. There we go. Quite shockingly, I missed that. And that's that, really. So obviously back into the sort of flight deck sort of mode. We're going to sort of just go down to the FMC and sort of start prepping. So we found our way down into the FMC now. We need to start setting up, and the new air rack literally just came out today, or the other day. So we'll have to install that after this service. Echo Golf November Tango. I do know the gate, but we are on gate 17, I believe. Yes, we are. Gate 17 today. There we go. Gate 17. And that can go like that. Brilliant. Route EGNT to Aleppo, Palma, Mallorca. The co-route can go in. We're obviously running off a co-route today, which is indicating the laziness of myself. EGNT to Aleppo 01. Execute that. Today's flight number is EXS46UL Lima, and we can activate that like so. Zero fuel weight 55.2. The catering service is complete, so we can close the 2 doors which are required. Reserve today, we're carrying 3.8 tons of reserves. Cost index, I don't know what the cost index Jet 2 use. We'll just go for 6. And we're cruising today at flight level 350. Transition altitude is set 6,000 feet. The cruise wind, I don't know, because I've closed down PFPX, so we'll just run off that, so it isn't really required. And the perf limits we don't really need. M1 limits today, we will be going off the 24 kd rate with a temperature of 42, or plus 42, which is required. 24 kd rate. Takeoff, we'll be using flaps 5 for departure. Now, the weather currently at Newcastle, according to Active Sky, is telling me it's variable 8 knots, and it's 1 Yankee was what I was planned, so it will be runway 25 for departure today. Need to set a takeoff trim of 511. That's set, and that's fine. 145 is our speed for today, and that is really it. Nothing really else we need to consider. We'll just stick a radio ring in for Newcastle with about 5 DME. But obviously there's new sort of departures out of Newcastle, so that really isn't needed, but we'll stick it in for the time being. So 145 was the speed, which we've got to stick into the MCP. So we'll come towards the MCP now, and we'll stick that in like so. Twice runway 25, we'll stick that in on the heading, well, roughly about 250 degrees is what we're roughly sort of heading for. L9 feet now, if we're not going to really use them, after departure we'll go up to about 4,000 feet, and then we'll correct ourselves from there. Both flight directors are on. Auto brake can go back to RTO. Overhead panel, we can leave the autopilot for the time being, as the boarding has literally just started. So we will be back when the boarding is complete. Everything is ready to go for the push and start. Thank you. Hello then guys, and all the services have been completed. We are just waiting now to close the main door of the aircraft. We're just waiting for the APU to boot in, and then we will be able to depart. As it stands, everything seems like we're bang on. The air conditioning still obviously cooling the cabin, but obviously the ground services is now disconnecting, so the aircon and that will be disconnected very, very shortly when the APU is booted up and is ready to go. I've pre-tuned some of the comms down the lower sort of region of the aircraft, sort of towards the comm panel and stuff. We're just waiting for the APU to boot in, which we now have. Other fuel pumps can come on. Hydraulic pumps can come on, and the packs can come off. We've got the fans on now, so the air is circulating well around the cabin. We've disconnected all the other sort of equipment which is being required to be disconnected. Next thing, we are going to have to proceed to a pushback and departure, which will be a nose left, tail right, and obviously now the ground equipment is clear, and we've got some things on the aircraft which could kill people. The anti-coal light can come on alongside of the logo light. The logo light isn't really required, but we'll use it today just for the sake of it. Nothing really else to do really. There's just waiting for the sort of cabin to give us the call that they're ready to depart. Quite a long taxi down to runway 25 today, but anything else will seem fine. Just waiting for all the other sort of procedures to be ready to go. See on the Shanks 46 uniform Lima, is that correct? 46 uniform Lima, there we go, yes. 64. Oh, have I been saying 64 uniform Lima? I don't know. Well, with Shanks 46 uniform Lima, there we go. And obviously we're just about to commence our pushback. I don't know if I've been saying, I don't know if I have been saying the right call sign, but you know, pilot error. Release the parking brakes. Commence the push. There we go. The pushback is now commencing. As it stands, we've got we're going to have terrain and traffic on my display, and we'll have weather on the FO's display. We'll go to ignition right. We'll start number 2 now. We'll give number 2 some fuel. We'll wait for that turn, and now we've just got to wait for the start to cut out. There you go, engine 2 is started, yet to be stabilised. When it's stabilised, obviously we'll get the starter cut out, and then we'll be able to proceed from there. Starter cut out, obviously, and now we can proceed with starting engine 1. 25 degrees on the ground here at Newcastle. Very, very warm indeed. Even warmer down south. Okay then. We'll give 1 some fuel. Now we'll just have to await the starter cut out for that. Messing around with the clock. Messing around with the clock is quite funny, I think. Anyways. That's it now. We'll 3 minutes, we have to leave it before we can turn the APU off. But obviously, we are in on the newer aircraft, so we don't really have to do that. But just do it for a bit of realism. In the 737 Classics, you have to wait 3 minutes on the clock before you turn the APU off. But in this aircraft, you don't, because obviously it happens. But we'll simulate the 3 minutes just to make sure. Okay then, so now we all set flaps 5. Oh Jesus. Rip. We'll just make sure we have hit flaps 5, which we have. Bang on, that's brilliant. Now, both engines have obviously started. We'll go overhead panel. Probe heats can come on. Your lamper should have come on when we had the APU on. That's fine. It's not really a major issue anyway. Taxi lights can come on. Packs can come on. APU bleed can come off. So we're pretty much all ready to go now for a 2-hour 17-minute service is what's been scheduled. So, you know, somewhere along them lines it should take us to get down to Mallorca. Okay, right. We just had to, well, I literally have just turned the APU off. Have a good trip. There we go. Release the parking brakes. Increase the throttle. Let's get the taxi going. There we go. So slowly start our taxi. And now commence the left-hand turn. I do like Newcastle. It's a nice airport. It used to be good when you had the sort of departure. I think it was flying Newcastle to so many, so that's 2.5 DME or something, and then turn. I love that departure. But now it's sort of it's kind of been put into a departure now anyway. It's like Newcastle's only got one official departure. I don't know. Is it quite a busy airport? I don't really know. Must be in the summer. And then we'll have the VORs on my side. Obviously we can't see them because we're on the planning page, but if we go map, we'll be able to see them. I have terrain on my display now, and we'll just maintain that for the time being. Bang on for taxiing. En route, obviously, to the island of Mallorca. Got a party plane. Taxiing about 20 knots now, or just approaching the 20 knot mark. Everything seems okay. We're just going to obviously continue down to runway 25 here at Newcastle. And what we could do now is, because we're out sort of in the open when we get past, let's just get past the fire station first, and then we'll be able to perform the turn-offs can come on and start telling the cabin to take their seats and stuff like that. Anyways, water throttle can come on now. Just hope we don't smash the toker button or doing almighty problems. So there we go. There's just passing the fire station now, so the turn-offs can come on. We'll lose taxi lights now. Actually, no. Yeah, we'll lose taxi lights now for the time being. And we'll tell the cabin crew to sit down. Cabin crew, take your seats. Off come the APU. Anyways, we're off to runway 25. Anyways, as it stands. There's nothing really to talk about. We're just waiting for the departure, really. What we'll do now, though, is we'll... that is really annoying. It's a dodgy mouse, that is. There we go. Oh well. We'll come down here and we'll have TCAS on. I've set up the comms ready for departure. I've set the squawk code. There's no need to require a TCAS test. That isn't required on today's service, as the previous crew have already informed it is. All working okay. Everything seems to be working fine. We're not going to use the intersection here, obviously, because we're on a D rate takeoff, 24k D rate, so we have to use the majority of the runway today. We are on vacuum as well. There's no traffic around us. There's only one outbound in the last hour. There's no air traffic control all the way down either, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, shouldn't be staring at that spy with the throttle forward a bit like that, and a little bit off track. That is a shame. Okay, and then so now we are approaching the turning point to enter the runway. So what we can do now is we'll have the landing lights on for departure. The strobes can come on. The cabin crew have been pre-noted. That's fine. They are on continuous. The altitude is set. Everything is ready to go. Auto throttles are on. The flaps are set. Flap 5 green light. the cabin crew have told us that the cabin is ready to go. I'll have traffic on my display, and we'll chuck the weather now on the first officer display. Nothing really bad weather around. It's clear blue skies all around the UK today, and here the top's about 31, 32 degrees down south. So that's all okay. Not really much weather, which could cause a bit of a problem. We're going to do a roll-on departure, so it doesn't, hopefully we won't come to a stop. That's the aim of a roll-on sort of departure. So we'll increase to about 40%, wait to get past the threshold before then engage in toga. So here we go then, guys, we are now going to engage toga. Let's go. A little bit of a problem there with the rudder, but we're okay. Everything seems to be okay. 60 knots. Speed till is active, obviously. 100 knots. Obviously you can tell that D rate kicking in. Obviously we're using the majority of the runway here at Newcastle. V1, rotate. There we go, we are up. Positive rate of climb. We can have the gear up now. There's a train down there to the left, if you just saw that there. That wind really is kicking in there. Straight away you've got that 9 knot wind which is kicking in from the sort of diagonal. Bang on profile, bang on noise abatement. Passing 1,000 feet, and we seem to be okay. So we'll now go command A, we'll go level change, LNAV and level change, my apologies, and we'll go to the flat 1 speed which is required. Now the gear can come into the off position, or a brake can come off, and they can come off as well. Pretty quick clean up there, and we'll just have to sort of wait now before we can then proceed to hit a flat 1. So we're on the departure, or bang on the departure really. Just waiting for the speed to sort of try and get hold of the aircraft, and we should be okay. So anyway guys, next stop is Mallorca. Please ensure to come back when we do land. Well, that's obviously will be next. Thank you.